Previously on the Damage Guild podcast.
While we're on our way to Pilshire, we may as well pop over there and give it a look-see.
I'd be really surprised if the crystals were still there, Shabba.
You arrive at Pilshire. You see no crystals remaining.
Maybe we should ease on down the road to the next town. Pilshire was as far as we went the last time we were here.
You approach the town. You don't hear or see any activity. You can just make out a woman's face behind the shutters. Who are you? Why are you here?
We just want to talk. You can stay in the house.
Pray tell, what's your name, my lady?
My name is Iris.
We come bearing grave news. There are other towns nearby that have suffered the same fate, and you may be coming under the effects of a spell that's making you sick, and eventually it will kill you.
I've lived here my whole life. I grew up here. I don't want to leave.
We do recommend that you head west. But of course, on our way back, we will check for you. And if you're still here, we'll bring you with us.
In the meantime, Shabba, lend me one of your arrows. I'm going to tie a business card to it, and then you are going to fire it at her window.
No. Let's not do that. Let's leave our business card in front of her door so that she can come out and get it as she wishes at her leisure. Yeah,
that makes more sense.
So we do that. And we'll leave our information, our names, and our favorite colors. And so that she can know who we are.
We actually leave her a copy of the contract.
Yeah.
On her doorstep.
In case you'd like to join the company, here you go.
Just Xerox that. We're the AAA team. Yeah, just in case you need to know.
Mound of paperwork on her porch.
Submit these back to HR when you have completed them.
Yeah, when you've had
all
a
the
chance,
appropriate signatures.
Yeah, to review and initial each page twice. Top
Don't forget
and
a
bottom.
copy of your resume and 3 references. Professional, please.
Your social security card and your 3 most recent pay stubs. So, guys, good news. We may have just found the clue we were looking for.
And our next employee.
That too.
What do you mean?
I don't know if she would pay us to escort her out of her house. We're away from her now, right? Iris can't hear us anymore?
Yeah, we can. We back away.
Okay. So I don't think she'd pay us to help her out of the city. It sounds like she's pretty headstrong and would try to find her own way. But maybe she'd pay us to find her kids. She's
an old woman who lives alone in an abandoned town. I'm not really worried about her paying us anything to help her.
Hey, that's true, Shab. I mean, of course, I'm going to think that way, and Azlo, I'm sure, is going to be curious if there's money to be made here. But you're right, we could do the right thing.
Yeah, Azlo is a money grubber, but even he has his limits.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to have limits? Gotcha. So,
yeah, I think we can just be nice for the sake of being nice. But allow me to show you our clue. And we walk out of town to the bridge.
And we look at the river.
Yeah,
I wanted to get a sample of that. I was going to ask if we could get a sample of the river water.
Up until now, we've been following the road. Now, we have a river, and it's tainted.
You're right.
So we follow the river?
Through
the woods?
To grandmother's house we go.
Bingo!
To grandmother's house, that's right. So the cultists have a grandmother, and the grandmother is
responsible for all of this.
Yes.
It's all her.
The legends are true. They spoke of this grandmother.
Mystery solved. The legend of Grandma. It has come to pass.
It was a riddle from my ancestors passed down.
Wasn't there more to this mystery, though? I remember the children's rhyme.
There was a children's rhyme, which we'll have to...
Yes. How did it go? Over the river, through the woods, to grandmother's house we go. Pudding pie and dumpling, something like that. I don't know. I just made that part up.
Pudding pie...
Well, so wait, are we going to follow the river, or are we going over the river?
We're going to follow the river.
Yeah.
Through some woods.
It's
the only thing to do.
We go.
So first we investigate.
Okay, when you reach the bridge, you look down in the water, and the flow seems to be significantly lower than the banks of the river would indicate. So it's either it could just be at a low season or something else is keeping it that way. But when you look at the water itself, it looks especially dark and seems to be flowing slowly.
Oh, it's viscous? Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right, we've found it, boys. This is what we've been looking for.
This is the pay dirt.
Yeah.
All right, so I hand the other end of the rope to Azlo and Shabba, and I'm going to have them lower me off of the side of the bridge to get that sample.
Mission Impossible style?
Yeah, and I got the vial.
Oh, yeah, we totally do that. That's awesome.
Should I make a Mission Impossible check?
Do it. Mission Impossible check.
Do it.
Just a luck roll.
What stat is this? Acrobatics?
Acrobatics. And we'll make... Azlo
sure.
and I will make strength checks, and so will Stripey.
Okay, I got 13.
Oh, sweet.
I got an 8 on my strength check.
I got a 9.
Was I like fully armored as we did this, maybe?
Oh, yeah, totally. Because we definitely didn't think it through enough to like let you take your armor off.
Sorry, I got a 10, technically. And we guess the distance from the bridge to the water. After we tie you up, we, like, wrap the rope around you a few times, and then when you jump off, it, like, uncoils, and then you, like, spring right above it, right at the end. Your nose is dangling, like, right above the water.
Yeah. The rope just goes taut.
Oh, man.
And snaps your back in.
Yeah.
It was a good idea. So, yeah, I got a 10 on my strength check.
Okay.
All right, well, with 2 people holding him, I think you can do a decent job of holding his weight.
Yeah, he's probably fine. Plus, we can just say the code word, the rune word on the rope pouch, which I assume we're using.
No, of course.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I handed you guys, because I was in possession of the rope, was I not?
I think so.
Yeah. So I handed you guys the rope tied around myself, and
All right.
then you coiled me up and tried to bungee cord me off you just pushed me off the side of the bridge.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think this is the first time we've gone off-road.
Well,
aside from the mine.
yes. But I was curious what actually transpired, because that was all, like, in our heads. What actually happened?
You just walk down the riverbank and scoops them up and then come back.
No.
That would be the easy way to do it,
Yeah.
but...
We can't do things the easy way. It would be too smart.
Okay, so, sure, they'll dangle you over the edge of the bridge and lower you down as you reach down with the vial. This is possibly your last one?
I think so.
Probably.
Also, some of them got smashed, so it must be my last one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, half of my kit is destroyed.
We'll say this is your last one.
Okay. We better not find anything else interesting, or I'm going to be really upset.
You'll have to start throwing away your samples.
Dumping them out. Yeah.
So you dip it in the water, and it kind of fills up. It's not nearly as bad as it was in the well that you sampled, or the first well.
Well, it's not stagnant. This is flowing, even if it's flowing at a slower rate.
Yes.
Like, it's not congealing.
It's... Let's see. What's a good real-world liquid to compare it to?
Mashed potatoes. No? Okay.
Not quite.
Maybe like low grade or like organic oil, like motor oil.
Partially,
Yeah, oil's probably good. At
Oil,
least
yeah.
that thickness to it. It's not quite that black or anything.
Mhm.
It still looks mostly like water, but it definitely is flowing a lot more like oil.
I was going to say partially congealed Jell-O, like after it's been sitting in the fridge for just like 10 or 15 minutes. But then that just brings up bad memories of Bill Cosby, who's still out there at large. We didn't find him in the mine.
Wait, in the mine? What?
Yeah, remember Bill Cosby was the end boss of the mine. Because of the jellies that he sent after us? That was a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, I remember that, sort of.
Sort of remember that.
We fought the mushroom, and then the puddle next to Tokas started waking up, and it was a jelly. All right, so we take the sample, and we head off the road, and we follow the river into the wilderness.
But first, if you guys are okay with it, I'd like to spend 10 minutes and then cast Detect Magic.
Good idea.
So I'll first scan the river to see if we can find crystals or traces of them, and then I'll scan the town a little bit too. And in order to cast this, with your guys' backs turned, I'll start singing, "I'm detecting magic in the air." That's about all I got. So I'll cast Detect Magic.
Okay, so you cast Detect Magic, and you get this magical sense of the whole river just kind of
Glowing.
just glowing with its own magical force, or with traces of it.
That's what we thought.
There is no way of knowing from whence this river is flowing. But we'll surely be going.
In the direction of...
Without knowing.
Yeah, something like that.
You already said that. So, yes, the whole river has this aura of necromantic magic around it.
Sean's just munching on some mac and cheese or something.
Yeah, that was your line. You missed your line, Sean.
I don't know the song.
It's from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, bruh.
I haven't seen it in years.
The river.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were...
Yeah.
That's when they're on the boat or whatever.
Yep.
The
That's
flume,
the one.
the raft ride.
Speaking of which, I just read a really interesting article the other day that talked about how the that movie was like a correlation between that and Dante's Inferno, where like each of the kids has their own like addiction or their own sin, and like they each get completely consumed by it.
Did Roald Dahl write the original story with that intent?
Oh, I don't know, but the author of the article was asserting that this was.
I do not know the story of Dante's Inferno. I've never. I'm not familiar with it.
And they just talked about like there's like the 7 levels of hell, and at each one it's like different punishments for like the 7 deadly sins, I think. So
okay. So Willy Wonka would be Satan in that scenario?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and he's taking us through a tour of 7 layers of candy hell.
Oh, yeah. I totally believe that.
Except instead of a hellish landscape, it's just like a children's wonderland,
Well, they were trying to invoke values in the children that watched the movie, right? Like gluttony. Right. The girl ended up like a blueberry, and what are the other sins they did?
And gluttony and all that stuff.
Greed. Greed was the boy, right? Other than Charlie.
Yeah, there's Augustus Gloop.
Well, there was the girl who sang the song, I want it all, I want the whole world.
Yeah, right. She was greed. Augustus Gloop was gluttony. And then avarice.
Violet was also gluttony, because she ate the bubble gum.
Yep.
And the kid who watched a lot of TV was also gluttony.
It's probably sloth.
Yeah.
Sloth,
it's probably sloth. Yeah, lazy.
That's true.
Interesting stuff.
And Charlie
what
was...
if we could work in some of the deadly sins into our story?
Charlie was God?
Charlie was lying. He was dishonesty. That's one of the 7 deadly sins, isn't it? No, it's not. But he was.
Deceit?
Something like that. I don't know the 7 deadly sins by heart. I don't pay attention to them.
Lust. Let's see. Lust, gluttony, sloth, wrath.
Oh, yeah, wrath.
Pride.
Thank you, pride.
Avarice.
Well, that's greed. Avarice is
avarice,
greed.
pride, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Greed.
And envy.
Envy, yeah, envy.
Yeah.
Gotta have envy.
Just think Full Metal Alchemist. And
Do you say that's also in Full Metal Alchemist? Is that what you said?
all the homunculi here, the 7 deadly sins.
Did you not watch Full Metal?
I watched the first few episodes. And
Okay,
it's a great
if you
show,
don't watch
but-
Full Metal, we can't be friends, Brian. It's like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I've always thought that just the name of that show sounded so freaking cool, but I've never watched it.
You never
It's a
watched
good-
it?
it's a good one.
So Thane would probably recommend something different. I would recommend watching the original, but Thane would probably recommend Brotherhood, wouldn't you, Thane?
I haven't seen Brotherhood. I saw the original on TV.
You didn't see Brotherhood? So Brotherhood follows the canon of the manga almost exactly. A little bit of filler. And then the original anime was finished before the manga finished, so they had to come up with their own ending.
Like Game of Thrones.
So
Interesting. Sort of.
I wouldn't recommend watching it with your significant other, though, because, like, especially the original just, like, takes your heart, rips it out, and puts it back in, like, backwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
It's an
I love
emotional
stuff
journey.
like that.
No, it's
Yeah.
good stuff, and they do go through the different sins and basically how war is really screwed up. Basically, Japan's take on World War II, right, Thane?
Allegory?
I guess.
Like the Ishbalan War. Like, they basically killed them because their skin was different, and they had natural resources that they wanted. It's great. It's really... I highly recommend it.
All right.
All right. Well, on that note...
Yeah, let's head into the wilderness.
So you start hiking up the river. Do you care to say whether you crossed or stay on the side that you came up on?
Why don't we cross the bridge and go up that side. Unless, if we look ahead, does either side look particularly worse than the other as far as the terrain?
It looks the same.
Okay. Yeah, let's cross the river then, so we're at least on the other side of it.
Yeah, we do have to go over the river and then through the woods.
Right, yeah, that's...
We should find some kind of house.
In order for the prophecy to come true.
Yes. This is definitely something I would have learned in my Bard's College days. Let me see if I can recall it. Over the river and through the wood to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the white and drifted snow.
We're going to go north enough to find snow?
So we need to find a metaphorical horse and a metaphorical sleigh and then metaphorical snow.
Okay.
Keep your eyes peeled, boys.
I like the direction you were going before. Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go with coconut pie.
That's the second verse.
With coconut pie, the children will die if they drink the water that flows. I like that one.
Is that really a verse?
It's this situation because the river is tainted.
Do we have coconuts in this universe?
So you're heading south along the river, and you notice that you're hearing very little wildlife in the surroundings.
Oh, no. It's quiet. Too quiet.
Too quiet.
Right. Like, you hear occasional large animals or larger ones, like a distant bird or some rustling in the bushes from maybe like a deer that you see off in the distance. But you're not hearing any of the summer insects and such that you would expect in this sort of season and terrain. You camp for the evening, and the next day, the forest itself begins to show signs of this decay. It almost looks like it's turning to autumn or winter here in some parts, because the leaves are falling, there's different dead and dying trees everywhere.
Just decay. Like the land shows signs of decay.
Yes. And it has that kind of autumn smell of rotting leaves.
And is it autumn yet?
No, it's like late summer now.
Yeah. So it's similar to like what we saw outside of Pillshire, where the grass was sort of turning brown and everything just kind of seems blighted.
Yes, it reminds you of that area.
This doesn't look good, guys. Are we sure we want to keep going?
I think that's the reason why we have to keep going.
Okay, so let's assume our march order, because I'm feeling a little nervous.
Okay.
Have your weapons drawn, boys.
Yeah. Weapons drawn, I'll take the lead. I don't think if we went back and told Rysynth Clouden about this that he would be the slightest bit alarmed. I think we have to go on by ourselves. I think it's up to us.
Time to take matters into our own hands.
It's around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and Tokas, you spot up ahead in the water what looks like a body floating there, brushed up against the edge of the river.
Is it obviously dead?
Looks that way. It's just floating
face down?
Kind of face down in the water.
I take a stick and I poke it with the stick.
This is up in the distance he sees this first?
Yeah, I see it in the distance.
Oh, okay, it's off in the distance. I'd find a really long stick.
Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I'll tell the other two about it. Guys, there's a body. Do you see it?
What? I didn't even notice that over there.
Should we investigate?
Yeah, let's do that.
Does it look just humanoid, or is it definitely human? Can we tell?
You can't see details, but it looks human in size and shape.
Okay.
Keep your weapons drawn, and I'll keep a lookout as. We'll all go forward toward the body, but I'll keep a lookout while you guys are investigating.
Okay. Yeah, it may be only mostly dead. We approach with caution.
You slowly tiptoe your way towards the body. It looks like it's wearing a woodsman's outfit that you'd expect to see out here, so lots of rough tanned leather and burlap and wool and so on.
Does he have plaid? Like, I'm thinking lumberjack.
But no, just he looks like a woodsman from his outfit. So, as you get closer, you pick up a stick, Tokas.
Oh, I'm still going to poke it, for sure. Test the squishiness to know how long he's been this way.
As you reach your stick forward, it lunges upwards, pushes its hands against the ground, and starts reaching up for you to grab the stick out of your hand.
Oh.
And let's roll initiative.
Holy crap. 7.
11.
16. Is it a zombie?
This creature does seem to be decayed, much like the other zombies that you've seen.
Ooh.
However, it seems as if there's some sort of, perhaps, spark of intelligence remaining in it. And it also seems to be moving more quickly than the others that you've seen so far.
It, you say?
Well, he...
Okay.
Well, should we try communicating with it?
Yes. Who's first?
Azlo?
Yes.
You are.
Excuse me, sir. My name's Shabba. I'm born of Crag and Thunder. How are you today? Please don't hurt us, because we don't want to hurt you.
It lets out a low snarl as it still tries to scramble for the branch that Tokas is holding.
Have you entered into a personal relationship with the Ram Lord? Let me tell you all about him. I shoot him.
Do you mark him too?
Dang it, I rolled a 1, and I missed.
But Shabba, don't you normally do the crosshairs thing? The marking?
Yeah, I do. I will. I'm not so sure that I want to kill this guy, but I guess if he doesn't talk back, then we will. Yeah, I'll hunter's mark him.
Okay. Tokas?
I drop the stick, and I'm going to unsheath my rapier, and I'm going to attempt to talk to the zombie as well.
You already had your rapier out, I believe.
Yeah,
Oh, I did?
Yeah,
Okay, well, I drop the stick. And I say, listen to me, you probably zombified you, man, human. I know how to use this thing, even though I definitely don't know how to use this thing, but I know how to use this thing, and you're going to tell us why you're this way and why you're trying to eat us.
What happened to you, man? Why are you this way?
And I give him a warning blow. Can I roll for my warning blow?
Talk to me.
Warning attack? Sure.
My warning attack, okay. 18.
Hit.
All right. All right, well, it was trying to be a warning, but I actually hit. I deal 7.
Okay, with your lack of confidence in how you're swinging your sword or stabbing with it, you accidentally aim closer than you intended to and stab it. 7 points of damage.
Tell us who you work for, and then you lose your bargaining chip by actually hurting the person. I meant to do that.
That's okay, Tokas.
So it, or he, the creature, the zombie thing,
Says ow?
it growls a little bit, and you think you can just sort of make out some human-sounding cries of pain, as if it can still actually feel something, but it's not any real words still.
Why are you doing this?
And then he grabs the sword with one hand as he reaches forward and clubs you hard across the face for 13 points of damage.
Jeez.
That would have killed me before I leveled up.
Oh, don't do that.
Wow.
Stop being mean.
It's now Azlo's turn.
Do I hear him sort of make human-esque noises?
It sounds like he's kind of struggling to speak, but just can't say any real words.
Sleep him. You can sleep him, can't you?
Oh, you're right.
Does that work on undead?
Oh.
Is he technically undead? We don't know.
That is the question. Yeah, undead would be immune. But, so, what's going through Azlo's head is he's probably affected by the spell plague, but he's not quite turned yet. He's in some weird middle phase. So he's not quite not yet a girl, not yet a woman, you know?
He's only mostly undead.
Yeah, exactly. He's part man, part zombie,
Yeah.
Part machine.
part scared, I bet.
Oh, so he's in the middle of turning is maybe what's going on
Yeah.
here.
In other words, he's in the process of it. There's still a spark of human life left in him.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Azlo, you're no stranger to killing humans, so...
hey, get out of my internal monologue, Shabba.
Did we write down the ingredients to that vinegar drink that Ezric made me, or no? He never told us, right? The ingredients.
Oh, yeah, the
I was
cure-all.
gonna say we could mix that up and try to
No.
slow his turning,
Slow his roll.
get some information out of him at least.
Yeah, shucks.
If this person is at least still partially human, maybe sleep
We can't kill it.
will work on him. So, I'm going to try casting sleep. 5d8. All right, here
You
we
have
go.
to roll higher than his HP, right? Current HP?
Yeah. Ooh, a 7, an 8, and a 2, so that's 17. That's 2 more. A 5 and a 4, 9, 26.
26 total.
Yep.
It doesn't seem to have any effect on him. You're not sure whether he's just too strong or if he's undead.
Yeah, too far gone, perhaps.
Rats. Well, I guess with my bonus action then, I'll just pat Shabba on the shoulder and give him a bardic inspiration and say, that was the best thing I could think of. Good luck.
All right, well, thank you for the words of encouragement. I will be sure to use them when it is most appropriate.
Shabba, it's your turn.
Like right now.
I take a shot and see if it's appropriate to use those words. An 18.
That hits.
Okay. With the hunter's mark, it's a 13 damage.
Alright, so your arrow shoots straight into his gut somewhere. You know, it flies clean through into the water behind him. He mumbles in pain and surprise, but doesn't stop doing what he's doing. Tokas?
Okay, well, I'm going to try to talk to him one more time. We didn't want to hurt you, but you did hit me in the face. Before we kill you, did you know an iris from the town of... What was the name of the town again?
Pendlebrook?
Pendle
Helen?
something? Pendlehaven?
Edelburn.
Edelburn.
Did you know an iris from Pendleburn?
Edelburn.
Edelburn. All right, let me try again. Did you know an iris from Edelburn? But before we kill you.
Give me, actually, just an insight check. I think that would be more appropriate.
I roll a 6.
You're not sure if there's any real response to that. You can't make it out in all of his awkward movements and struggling.
That's frustrating, because if you're making me roll, that makes it sound like there was some information to be garnered from this beast.
Yeah, could Shabba or I detect any?
I guess you can try, sure.
Alright. A 12.
I got a 10.
So, Azlo, you think he might have responded to the name of Iris? But if so, it was very subtle. He pauses for a split second and then continues on with his grasping and swinging.
Well, I'm going to finish my turn here. Well, if we knew how to turn you back from being a zombie, we certainly would. Sorry, my man. And I try to finish him off with my rapier.
Tokas, I think there was a flicker of a response in there.
He's too far gone, Azlo. We don't have a way to turn him back, do we? Do you want to put him in a cage and drag him back to... drag him back home?
I don't know. I can't think of a good solution. I'm just saying there might be some humanity left in him yet.
All right, I'll do something different then. I'm going to do something that's going to leave me vulnerable, potentially. I will go to stab my rapier into his foot into the ground.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I rolled a 20 just now.
Oh, you rolled a natural 20?
A natural 20.
Heck yeah!
So something has to happen.
Dude, that's awesome. That is fantastic.
So, you pull your sword out of his chest where it currently is, turn it upside down, and stab directly down through the foot and into the soil.
Oh, yeah.
And I suppose you let your sword go and back up a bit?
Yeah. We're going to talk this through.
Nice.
So does that maybe subdue him for a little bit?
Yeah, it looks like he's, at the moment at least, held in place exactly where he is. He looks down at the sword and grabs at the handle to try to start pulling out.
Oh, wow.
So we have a little bit of time?
So who knows?
Yeah.
What did you want to do, Azlo? We couldn't even save Iris. You want to save this half-zombie?
When you said the Iris's name, he paused for just a moment. Didn't you see it?
I was too busy thinking about where I was going to stab him.
Oh,
That's why I put my sword in his foot, because you told me to stop, and, I mean, you are my employer. And I was mad that he hit me in the face.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with him. I just think that there's something left in him that is not quite the undead.
Well, if there's anybody in this party that's going to get it out of him, it's you.
Perhaps you're right.
You gotta think fast, because I want my sword back.
All right, let me try talking to him a bit.
You can see he's grabbing the hilt and starting to pull, but you shoved it in pretty hard.
You know, Tokas, I've said it before. I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You're better with that thing than you give yourself credit for.
Oh, thanks, Shabba.
So I turn to the guy and I say, listen, I can tell that there's some humanity left inside you, and we want to help you if we can. We don't want to kill you if we don't have to. I could tell that you recognize that name, Iris. We were just in that town, just a few towns over, and we spoke to Iris ourselves. She's alive. She's survived. If there's any humanity left in you, please let us know. Say something to us. Anything.
We're going to do the fairies thing, and we softly begin chanting, Iris, Iris,
Iris,
Iris,
Iris,
Iris, in unison.
I'm going to go ahead and try to use my diplomat ability. So make a persuasion check, contested by their insight check, if he has one.
And that's to charm someone?
Yeah, to charm them. So that would be a 13.
No, it's not to charm them. It's to let them know that you're on their side.
Right. And that if they turn on me, I will destroy them.
I mean, we did engage in combat with him, so we need to convince him that we're reasonable.
We're only acting in self-defense.
As everyone's talking and you keep on saying the names over and over again, he starts to stop pulling so hard on the sword and just loosens his grip until eventually he's just kind of standing there sullenly.
I turn and look back at you guys, like, amazed and surprised. What do we do now?
The Damage Guild podcast. Proudly fueled by the blood of our enemies.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Brian here, the man behind the voice and the mind and the conscience. Maybe a lack thereof, but I'm the person behind Azlo. First of all, thank you again so much for listening. The fact that you're still with us really does mean a lot to us, and we would love to hear from you. So if you want to reach out to us, you can do so on social media, or a more direct way would be through our email, guild@thedamageguild.com. Please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you guys. Ask us questions or give us feedback or whatever it is. Let us know how we're doing. We really, really appreciate that. And as much as we love playing this game and putting this stuff out there, it's connecting with people that makes this more special to us, more important. We know that there are so many people out there who play and or love D&D and other RPGs, and we want to get our voices in front of their ears. Is that a thing? We want people to know about us, so it would be incredibly helpful if you could go onto player.fm and subscribe to our show there. It doesn't really require much on your end. You just go to player.fm, search the Damage Guild. We are slowly climbing the ranks, and every subscription brings us closer to the forefront, which allows other people to find us more easily. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you guys again so much for listening. We love you. You're our best friends. Now back to the show.
This is the Damage Guild podcast.
Yeah, great. Now what? Like, I want my sword back.
I kind of lower my bow a little bit, and I say, if you still have the capacity to speak at all, please say something. Tell us who you are.
So he speaks like,
Jeff? Joe?
Okay, 2 words, 3 syllables.
Sounds like...
oh, it's a movie title, right?
Titanic.
Shabba, why would he be named after a theatrical...
Yeah, no, you're
endeavor?
right. That was stupid. Keep going.
What's a movie? It's a book?
Newspaper article.
Is it a play?
it doesn't seem like he can quite say anything clearly, but something...
something's on the tip.
Keeps repeating something like that.
On the tip of that tongue of his. If only we could suss it out.
So the only way to help him would be to have some kind of cure, like the one Ezric had, but we don't have the formula.
We don't know if Ezric's cure would work on someone that's that far gone.
Yeah. Or is he in the same? Is he in the same boat that that Dillard was in?
Dying Dillard.
Dying Dillard. Is he really, really far gone because of some influence that's happening around here? Is it the water itself in the river, or are there crystals nearby that have put him this... Maybe he was in Pilshire and he escaped just like in the nick of time, or he's been wandering away from Pilshire and slowly gaining back his humanity.
The only thing that I can think of that we could possibly do, and this is a real long shot, like this would deserve like another critical 20, would be there might still be some minor traces of the cure-all that Ezric used on me in my bloodstream. It's the only thing I can think of.
But what if he is wandering away from Pilshire and it's coming back to him like it did to Dillard?
Coming back to him?
Yeah, Dillard got better as we went further away from Pilshire. What if the same thing's happening to him?
Oh, he's improving. Gotcha.
So if we got him away from the Blight...
Yeah, if we gave him some time.
Okay, well, I don't think your idea is going to work, so I'm going to go ahead and get out what's left of my alchemy kit and begin to extract some blood from near where I was cured on my chest.
All right.
I'm going to do that.
If you want to go to extremes, I'm not going to stop you. It's worth a shot. I mean, we're still learning how this whole thing works, right?
I mean, that was a really long time since I was cured, so there's no guarantee that any of that medicine remains in me.
It's been about 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, so it's been a long time, but maybe if I scrape and extract the blood from my chest. Like I said, it's a long shot, Shabba. I can
Scrape
try.
out the inside of your chest cavity.
Yeah, what's the half-life of Eye of Newt in the gnome body?
Yeah. Right? So painfully, I will scrape and draw blood from my wound site. Do I have to roll for this or anything?
In the interest of your own wound site also, as you're looking at it, and since it hasn't come up for a while, it looks like it's almost completely healed. There's still kind of a light scar where the shard itself was embedded, but none of the spreading veininess to it or anything.
So it looks relatively normal, just a scar now, almost?
Yeah.
It begins to pulse.
Alright, so I cut at my scar.
You don't have any vials left, but...
Yeah, so I dump out, I think the least important vial at this point is the original water sample. Like from way back. That one?
From the well that you went down into?
Mm-hmm. From episode 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to dump out.
Okay.
So you're taking tissue from the healed wound from the crystal. Are we at the dawn of stem cell research? I believe we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I harvest a sample from myself. I thought this was a good idea until I started doing it, guys. This hurts a lot.
It's okay. You're fine. You're okay.
Keep going. It's all right.
First off, you're going to take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Because you're kind of digging at a sensitive area.
Yep. I still have plenty of life points.
Blood damage.
And then I'm going to have you make first an intelligence check with your alchemist kit proficiency.
That's 20. I rolled a 15, but you're giving me a +5, essentially.
Okay. And then, if you want to do something with that, embed it into him or something, is that what you're going for?
I mean, I was probably going to try to... We probably have to have Shabba, because you're tall enough, open up his jaw, and then we pour it in.
I was just assuming you'd dump it on his head or something.
No, it needs to get directly into his system. We either need to inject it or have him drink it.
Maybe pour it into one of his already existing wounds.
He does have those.
I don't really want to get close without your help, guys. You're probably going to have to hold him steady.
All right.
I can talk him down.
So like a grappling check?
Yeah, here's what we do. So Azlo and I will each approach him from one side, right? And we'll each go...
Chant Iris.
Yeah, Iris. As we're chanting Iris. And we'll each grab one of his arms and pull them behind his back to restrain him. But we will approach slowly, cautiously, without our weapons in hand, and let him know that we are trying to help.
Since he does indeed seem to be charmed by me, he won't attack me. Can't attack or target the charmer with harmful effects.
Oh, you were successful in the charming?
Based on how he reacted, we think he might be charmed. But either way, let's go with your plan, Shabba.
Okay. Yeah, in any case, we want to make sure that he knows, like, we're just holding him back to make sure that for everyone's safety, and we're going to try to help. As best we know how, which is, I won't say this, but not at all.
All right, so as soon as you touch his arms, he starts to thrash around a little bit, but given a few seconds and you gently pulling his arms back, he goes limp again and just lets you hold him.
All right, Tokas.
So you said something about making another roll. What's the purpose of this roll? Just if it's successful, or?
I was going to have you make a medicine check.
Okay. I'm not very good at medicine, so I kind of wink over at Azlo.
I'm holding his arm. What do you want me to do? I'm not good at medicine either. I have a +0.
I have a +2 in medicine.
I was going to say, moments like this, you normally tell me I'm beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we could switch. I have a higher strength than Shabba. We could have Shabba do the thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a +2 in medicine and a bardic inspiration that I have not used yet.
I hand the vial to Shabba.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, I release the arm and I say, yeah, we've done this slightly wrong, but we are making adjustments. Please don't be alarmed. And then I attempt to do the thing.
Yep, I heard 2 dice, so I imagine it was relevant.
Yep. So I rolled a 9 on the D20 and a 6 on the D6. So that is a total of 17.
So I guess you take your best guess and aim towards the wounds in his chest as you're trying to kind of dump the vial in there and somehow mix the blood, because that's always a good thing. Didn't we just have a talk on mixing bloods and how not supposed to happen?
Let's not repeat that discussion.
Yeah, this is a shot in the dark to at best.
Well, didn't we also use pieces of my wound? Like, I thought it was a flesh and blood sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're just kind of mixing it around, mushing it around.
You just shove it in there. Yeah.
Yes, you insert the mixture and apply some sort of bandage to it to hold it all together.
I look away as I'm, like, retching and try to hold it in, and then look back and I'm smiling. Everything's okay. We're fine.
You're, like, trying to hold back some puke.
Aside from his kind of squirming as you're doing all of this, he's not making any significant moves, and you're not sure if it has any real effect.
I was afraid of that.
If it does anything, it'll probably take a while, right, Tokas?
Right, so we would have to get him out of the Blight. That's what Shabba was saying we do. So now we'd have to move him out of away from the crystal's influence.
Yeah, well, unless he already is. I ask him... Okay, this is a yes or no question, so you should be able to just shake your head or nod. Are you getting better, or are you getting worse? Are you getting better?
How is he supposed to know that, Shabba?
Well, because he knows whether he's been bad or good. Like, he knows whether he's losing his humanity or gaining it back. He should be able to tell that, right? To some degree.
He slowly just shakes his head back and forth.
Okay, and I say, are you getting worse?
Yeah, he nods slowly.
He nods. Oh, no.
That's my suggestion. If you want to help him the most, we'd have to get him to an alchemist's guild. Someone more skilled in this stuff than me.
Right.
We're still in a blighted area, Shabba. Look around you. So we'd have to take him, at least, the best we could do is take him somewhere the crystal's influence isn't at, and then even better would be you'd have to take him to someone like Ezric who'd know a cure-all of sorts.
What if we give him a note and tell him to go and see Iris? I mean, seriously, what other...
I thought you were going to say give him a note, like, written from us that he should travel all the way to to Ezric.
No. Say, we'll give him... Because there was no blight in Iris's village that we saw. It started once we headed into the wilderness. So we give him a note from us, because she has our names. We left her a business card. Give him a note, tell him to leave this... to go to the next town. We'll give him directions and then have him go on his way and get as far away from this blight as he can. And then if he encounters Iris, then at least she'll know what's up with him and hopefully be able to help him in some way.
I don't know if I like this idea, Shabba. We don't know how human he is and how zombie he is.
What if he just ends up attacking Iris when he sees her?
Correct.
If he is zombie, or if he doesn't make it and he turns into a zombie before he reaches her, he'll forget all about it and start wandering off wherever.
That's true.
But if he retains his humanity long enough, then he'll make it back to the village.
And injecting what we just did, that might just give him enough antidote to sort of stay the sickness, get him there, and then he and Iris can escape from there.
Yeah. So we'll write Iris a note and say, like, be careful. We don't know how far gone he is. Use caution.
So, if we want him to have success, just like we want Iris to have success, we would go back and take them both with us home. If we want to press on and see what's going on with the cult, we move forward. So, I think we kind of have to make a decision here.
Yeah. It's the classic, do you save one life but risk the world
Right.
scenario, right?
I mean, we could learn something from seeing if he can be cured, though.
We could, but at the same time, we feel like we're running up on a timeline here with not knowing what the cult is up to. We know someone has taken those crystals back from Pillshire and is probably planning to do something with them. So, like, are we willing to get off of that timeline and go back for these two people when we're potentially saving thousands?
I mean, we could tie him down. We have some spare rope. We could come back for him like we were planning to do with Iris, because my guess is with Iris is she's not going to leave home until we come back. I mean, she might not even then.
Yeah.
So we could tie him down, we could tie him up, put him in a trap,
I think giving him his best chance is letting him go, letting him free, telling him which direction to go in, and seeing if he can escape this before it takes him over.
That town was still blighted, Shabba.
Right, but him staying here is the worst possible thing, because this is still an area of blight. It might still be being affected, which means he'll only get worse. If we send him back that way, then he not only has a chance to pick up Iris, but then they can both go to an area that isn't blighted, and if with any luck, like Dying Dillard, he'll recover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, regardless, you were going to have to put a note on him.
Right.
And you're going to have to explain to Iris, hey, we found this half zombie, half man. Sounds like his name is Jeb or something.
Or Jeff or John. We're not sure.
And he acts like he knows you because he responded to your name and your town. I mean, all right, so you better get to writing.
No, I think all of that's good. That we write exactly that. Everything you've said. Keep going.
Okay, and then you're going to, like, tack that to his shirt.
Right.
His chest, yeah, his shirt.
And say, please take me somewhere that isn't blighted so that I can maybe get better.
Yeah.
Or more specifically, take me back to the Nept.
And have me see the Alchemist Guild.
Yeah.
Okay, you can write all that. My interpretation is, if what you guys want to do is this, we're going to go do the mission, maybe come back alive, and then find him wandering around the town, crying, looking for Iris, and then we'll take them back to Nept.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
But you're playing with his life because time is a factor.
Right. But I think this gives him his best chance.
Yeah. I think I like your decision. That's basically we're going to go ahead with the mission, and hopefully he's going to get better because of what we've done.
Mm-hmm.
It's forsaking the immediate good. Not even forsaking. It's choosing it's for the greater good.
It's doing what we can with the resources available to us. It's finding innovative solutions to complex problems.
Right, which is our company slogan.
Our slogan.
Shabba, good job for knowing the slogan. You gain a gold star on your chart this week.
Okay, so we write the note, we tack it on his shirt, we tell him which way he needs to go, and I will, after I think everything's in place, I'll look at you two and be like, can I have my sword back now?
Go for it. We'll let you get your sword, and then we'll let him go.
I make moves for drawing my sword out of his foot.
You reach over, grab the hilt of the sword, and give it one quick yank.
Like a Band-Aid.
Pull it out as quickly as you can. He lets out a groan.
Yeah, sorry about that, Jeb.
Sorry, Jeb.
Hope you can still walk on that.
We wish you the best.
Good luck.
I give him a little shoulder rub and send him on his way and say, we
try to gently push him in the right direction. Going back up the river. It's about all we can do at this point.
Yeah, keep going until you leave this blight behind. Find that village and find Iris.
He slowly staggers off and starts walking down, following along the riverside.
We watch him go wistfully for a while, and partially to make sure he doesn't turn full zombie and attack us from behind.
We watch him wistfully until he falls into the river again and drowns. Speaking of that gold star from earlier, I've decided that I'm implementing a gold star system. So each day that you guys do something good, you get a gold star, and at the end of the year, you might get a special prize.
What's that?
Well, you'll have to wait and find out.
Like a contribution to our non-existent 401k.
Yeah,
or medical
exactly.
plan.
A 1% matched a contribution.
Can we get like an employee of the month kind of thing? But like there can only be Shabba or me or Stripey.
Or we could get any of the contractual benefits that have yet to be fulfilled.
Or any of the ones that are already there. Options.
I'm still waiting for that vacation time. You know, we haven't had a single day off work since we started working for you. Even Ezric gave me time off. We haven't had a single day off since I started working at this company.
Yeah.
Not even one.
Yeah, but look at this. And I hold up one of those days since last injury thing, and it's got a big 0 on it. I'm like, I mean, there's that too, I guess.
I point at the open wound in my chest.
Oh yeah, there was a 1 there, and I rub it off and with a wet erase marker draw a 0 on there.
Yep. Pretty much every day.
Did we do the right thing just now? We may have sent Iris to her doom.
We did the best thing that we could. I think Iris knows enough to be safe. She was safe with us, staying in her house and looking out.
We're going to come back and he's like dead, like she smashed a frying pan over his head.
Well, we're just going to have to hope that she knows him by his face. I mean, it seemed like he knew her, so hopefully. All right, let's move on.
We do so.
So we follow the river of Blight.
The surroundings just seem to get more and more lifeless as you go. Come nightfall, you see what appears to be the source of the river, leading up into a cave set in the side of the wall here.
Like a mountainside? Like a hillside?
Sorry, yes. So, you've been following up the river and up the mountain this whole way, and eventually you find that the river leads to a cave. And it seems to be flowing out of the mouth of the cave with a small walkway of dry ground leading alongside of it into the cave.
Okay. Well, light them up, boys. We're going in.
Maybe we should rest first?
Yeah, we should make camp. I have less than half my health points.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Why don't we hide over here in the woods and make camp?
Okay.
Perhaps?
Yeah, let's find the best hiding spot nearby.
Oh, have I healed since then?
Well, you could have done your second wind to get most of that back, probably.
Okay, we'll speed this up then.
Yeah.
I will second wind, so that's I regain 9 health points.
Okay.
So we'll find a good hiding spot, do a short rest, and then, Shabes, Tokas, if you use one of your hit dice to regain hit points, then you'll get the extra from my Song of Rest. So maybe you just want to use that instead of the...
Well, he gets the other one back. After a short rest.
Yeah. So an additional 7 life points.
Okay. And then
Nice.
a d6 from me if you need it.
No, I don't need it. I'm fully healed now.
Okay.
As you're taking this rest, kind of sitting a short ways away from the mouth of the cave, you see occasional wisps of smoke just kind of come out of the mouth of the cave and drift off into the air.
I didn't know that caves smoked.
Strange indeed.
Yes.
What sorcery does this land hold?
This world is full of mysteries.
Shall we investigate?
Yes. Let's.
I've only ever been in non-smoking caves myself, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't frequent these sorts of establishments.
You can kind of feel, though, that the land around you is starting to take its toll on you as well.
That was going to be my question earlier.
This climb has seemed particularly rough.
We're used to this, though. Right? We're used to being this kind of enfeebled.
Sort of, yeah.
We've done it before.
I also check out the water and see if it's grown murkier.
Yes, as you have gotten closer and closer to the mouth of this cave, it's getting more sludgy and solid.
All right. Guys, I think we've done it. I think we've tracked down the alchemists.
The cultists?
I mean, the cultists.
We've tracked something down.
I was going to say the alchemists I thought were good people. Of science?
For science.
I aspire to be one.
All right, so we strap on the lights and walk in. What do we see?
With your first few steps into the cave, you smell this sort of acrid smell and see little wisps of smoke that are just kind of moving along the ceiling of the cave. It all seems to be coming from farther back, where you can see a purplish glow reflected off of the walls in the distance.
What? Okay, a purple light. Well, guys, I think we're going to have to go stealth mode for this one.
I think you're right.
Maybe we're biting off more than we can chew. I mean, there's only the 4 of us.
Yep, we're definitely biting off more than we can chew. So let's start chewing.
I mean, I feel like we could use some backup.
Are you asking me to cast Unseen Servant?
I'm saying we should phone up the king and let him know we found something. Have them handle this.
Yeah, I'll just hop on the horn over here and let him know.
Yeah, I've got my cell phone right here. Let me just let me dial him up real quick.
Our pacifist king who doesn't want to fight, we'll just tell him to send a legion of his best troops down this way.
You guys know I'm just being scared, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you guys are by my side, I think my knees will stop knocking together.
Yeah, you're not the only one who's scared.
Jeez, I'm terrified. The only other time I've ever seen purple fire was when Thakin threw his little special powders into the tribal flames while we were doing our little ritual dances and stuff. But this is like ongoing, like we've been watching this flame now for...
Purple powder means dark magic?
Yeah, for 30 seconds and it's still purple, so something crazy's going on in there.
So we stealth.
Yeah.
You're all holding your dice. So, okay, what are your rolls?
16.
A 10.
14.
And Tokas, you have disadvantage.
Yes, I do. Well, that time it was a 10.
Alright, so 16, 10, 10. You walk as stealthily as you can down the cave. This whole place just reeks of something foul in the air. The stream next to you is bubbling and gurgling gently. You also feel kind of a unnatural warmth coming from farther inside the cave.
From all the toil and trouble going on in there.
In fact, I bet there's double of it.
There's double bubbling.
As you creep your way around the corner to where the light is being reflected from, you see a large cauldron set up in the middle of a small cave, underneath which a purple flame is burning, and a steady stream of this sludge is pouring from the lip of the cauldron into the water.
There's no one around, it's just doing it on its own?
Let me finish my description.
Sorry.
It wasn't the cult after all. It was actually a sentient cauldron.
And then it rises up and says, I see you've come to fight me.
It's got like a little mouth on the side. Like one of those characters from Beauty and the Beast.
Cauldron that's caused all this.
Above the cauldron is this strange apparatus set up so it hangs out over the top of it, and you can see a crystal there held in place as something is dripped slowly over the top of it into the cauldron. At the far end of the cave, you see a robed figure who slowly turns towards you.
Next time on the damage.
Yeah. Awesome. Woo. All right.